Right, my friends, it is time to talk Liverpool transfers. The late newspaper stories have come out and we have a couple of tidbits that might tickle your fancy. Let's start off with one that I think is pretty outrageous and one that I really don't see happening, if I'm being honest. A report coming out of Germany suggests that Liverpool could be a potential suitor for Leon Goretzka should he leave Bayern Munich this summer. Now, the reason that I think this is nonsense is I remember when he was linked with Liverpool before he moved to Bayern Munich, and I remember a piece from Melissa Reddy that said that he was wanting about 300 grand a week, I think, at the time, and that was all the way back then. So I can't see a situation where Liverpool spend the money on his wages. So I don't think that that's one that I can stand behind and think that there's going to be much truth to. But we want to know about Manu Kone, right? Because Manu Kone is the one that's really hotting up over the past 24 hours. And according to @AltoBelly13, and I believe he works for Sport Build, he said that I think Manu Kone to Liverpool will happen. So again, good news. We know that George Schmadtke was brought in to look at the market that he knows very well, which is, of course, the German market. And it's believed that with Borussia Mönchengladbach needing to free up some cash, this is a deal that could be done quickly and is a deal that could be done relatively cheaply. You're looking at a price of somewhere between 35 to 40 million euro, maybe a bit less than that, maybe 30 to 35 million euro. I'm not going to sit here and tell you guys I know an awful lot about him. I know who he is. I know people rate him highly. But at that price, makes sense to me. You know, if he can do what Jurgen Klopp wants him to do in midfield, if he can be a water carrier, for want of a better phrase, somebody who can go in there and break up play, be physical, high energy, and just implement Jurgen Klopp's system, have at it. No problems with that for me. Latest on Alexis McAllister, it is very, very close. They are talking the final details of his contract. They believe personal terms are very close to being agreed. And as per many journalists, it seems as though it'll be about just under £60 million, I think, there or thereabouts. As we've told you guys many times, the figures mentioned of £70 million are a little bit above what we think is actually going to be the price. The interesting one, though, is the link to the Wolfsburg centre-back. So this guy apparently was pictured at the Kop when he was younger with a Liverpool scarf on. I'm talking about Mickey van de Ven. He's going to come from Wolfsburg for potentially a fee of about 40 million euro. Again, this is not one that I know much about with regards to his qualities as a player, but George Schmadtke, Jurgen Klopp, I certainly think that they know the German market between them. And again, you're looking at a price point of about 40 million euro, which is about 34 million pound. Makes sense to me. I can see this being one that we get over the line. Yeah, I don't know if he's good enough. I don't know much about him, but again, if he's who the gaffer wants, who am I to argue? A few other bits and pieces. The latest on Khephren, Thuram. Well, it depends on who you read to figure out how deep you think we are into these conversations. RMC Sport believe Thuram is definitely on Liverpool's shortlist. Others reckon that we've gone even further and that we started speaking. I've seen fees ranging from as low as 40 million euro up to as high as 60 million euro for Khephren Thuram's signature. I've been reliably told by people in our chat that he's off to the under-21 World Cup, I think it is. So maybe this is a deal that Liverpool would like to get done quickly before he heads off. Obviously, we know there's an international break coming up for our senior players as well, heading away, I think, around the 10th of June. So this is one, again, you would expect to move quickly. But, of course, I don't expect this to be as easy a deal to get done for Liverpool as maybe the Kone one, because we know that Nice aren't in a financial hardship like the German club are. So I want to know your thoughts in the comment section about Khephren Thuram. Does he excite you? Is he a player you'd like to see? I've been told and read that he's somebody that Liverpool have looked at as a genuine alternative to Jude Bellingham. I love Bellingham. You know that. I don't need to tell you guys that. But the figures I'm seeing mentioned, if you take a face value what Borussia Dortmund have asked for Jude Bellingham, which is about 150 million euro, thereabouts 130 million pound. The numbers we've spoken about tonight, McAllister, 60 million pound. Let's go halfway for Khephren Thuram and call it 45 million pound. That's 105 million. And if you get Kone in for about 30, that's one Jude Bellingham. And you've got yourselves three midfielders, three quality midfielders. And as much as I don't want to admit this, it kind of makes sense. It makes sense. It spreads out the risk and it gives us more bodies as well. So let's see what happens. Liverpool want to get their business done early. You don't need me to tell you that. You guys know as much as I do that Klopp likes to get these guys in as early as he can, get a full pre-season behind them. I'm excited. And the extra little bit of news is that it does look like Liverpool are going to maybe expand their horizons and look for a fullback. Now, I've not seen names mentioned. Pavard's the only one that I've really seen over the last couple of days. That could be because he's ready to leave Bayern Munich. It could be a lazy link. There could be truth to it. I do not know. But what I will say is, I think we need to keep in mind that Conor Bradley and Calvin Ramsey probably do have futures, certainly at the top of the game, but I'm not sure if they both will be able to stay around at Liverpool. I know Klopp is going to have a look at Conor Bradley in pre-season. Maybe he makes a decision then. So if I'm guessing, and I think Liverpool will get the three midfielders in relatively quickly. The centre-back will probably be next after that, and then maybe towards the end of the window when Jurgen Klopp gets a chance to look at the guys in pre-season, run the rule over them, get some minutes perhaps out of them, then maybe we go for a later in the window fullback. And you know what? If Liverpool do this, we get three midfielders, a centre-back, and a full-back, that's a good window. And I'm optimistic. Now, one question that I'm going to be asked a lot, and have been asked a lot, is, do I think that those players we've mentioned, Khephren, Thuram, Manu Kone, Alexis McAllister, Mickey van den Ven, and perhaps the fullback, is that a team that can challenge for the Premier League title next season? My honest answer, no. But hear me out. Not because I don't think they're good enough, not because I don't think Klopp's making the right decisions, but because I think to gel in a whole new midfield and expect a title run in that first season, maybe asking a bit too much. I fully expect us to be in the Champions League places. I fully expect us to be far better than we were this season. But if we do get off to a really quick start, you never know. Football's a mad game, but I think it's asking a lot to get a midfield to gel that quickly and be ready for a whole new season. If you add in those players, to Curtis Jones, to Thiago Alcantara, who, by the way, I'd love to know your thoughts on. Do you think he should stay or go? It looks like Manchester United are about to start negotiations for Mason Mount. There's been talk that the personal terms have been agreed there. I think that came from the Telegraph. So let's wait and see how much they end up paying for them. And finally, it looks like Manchester United are going to be fleeced one more time for Harry Maguire. This time by Harry Maguire. There is talk that they're going to have to give him a £10 million payoff to leave Manchester United. It's the gift that keeps on giving, but we're not here to talk about United. We are here, of course, to talk about the summer transfer window. So it looks like George Matka is not waiting around. He's getting stuck into it and he's trying to get those deals over the line. So you have heard what I've had to say. Now it is over to you guys. Thuram, Kone, McAllister, and Mickey van der Ven. What are we saying? Is that a good transfer window? Let me know in the comment section how you would rate that out of 10. I'm going to go with an 8 if all of those players come in. Could be higher, but I feel comfortable starting out with an 8. It is over to you guys. As always, appreciate your support. Don't forget to drop a like on this video. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button as well. And we will keep the videos coming right throughout the summer, my friends. That is it from me. It is now over to you. I'm seeing in my live chat here real quickly loads of 8s from the transfer window. Lots of people feeling comfortable about giving it an 8 out of 10. Now it's over to you. Appreciate your time as always.